Welcome back to the Football Heritage. We are back again with another edition today. We will be looking at the weekend review, that is the post match analysis from the weekend. And today we'll be looking at the first game, we'll be analyzing Liverpool 2-0 win away in the Premier League to Brentford. Liverpool, they started brilliantly. They controlled the entire game. They had a lot of shot on target. They control the game. They have over 30 shots in that game with a lot of ball possession, but they couldn't break down Brentford. They were resolute and they were compact in defense. But Nunes came from the bench to score twice in stoppage time. This is a guy who a lot of Liverpool fans they have already given up on him because of a poor finishing. But on Saturday, he was the man of the match. Came from the bench, make sure Liverpool won all 3 points to put pressure on Arsenal. And that means Liverpool, they are 6 points clear in the Premier League with a game in hand. So, Mr. Connor, you being a Liverpool fan, Liverpool won Saturday in a dramatic function, in a dramatic fashion where Nunes, the man who many fans regard as missing goal, came from the bench to score twice. What's your take on the game?
Well, I want to say good evening to each and every one of you. Good evening to my brother Bagway, our listener, where we shall follow on, and good evening to the football world. You, you you said it right. Liverpool. That was a dramatic win for them, and this is the strength of Liverpool this season. Individual come from the bench and change the game immediately. They impact the game. Most of the guys come from the bench. They just impact the game, and it's so unbelievable. Nunes as a striker, we know he been having a poor run. His finishing haven't been good enough. He missed a lot of clear chances. He hit the bar so many times. So based upon that, we see a lot of Liverpool fans kind of don't like the way he played. They kind of yeah, I'm sorry about that. So because of that, Liverpool fan kind of suggesting that he should leave. They back in the ball for selling him if lucrative offer come. But this guy is so important to the team. Everyone in the current Liverpool squad playing their role. All right. I don't think this is the time for them to do it. So to the game, it was a tricky game. Brentford, they had a very good game plan. They stick to that game plan. They was defended well. They kind of quiet Mo Salah in that game. They quiet Luis Diaz and Capo. There was those chances that Liverpool was getting. It was not a clear cut chances. Most of them was half a chances, but they was taking a lot of shot on target, off target, and all this stuff. But they finished. the brilliant finish from Lewis, from Darwin Nunes that game was absolutely fantastic. A man from the bench, this is the man who made so many changes in previous matches. People thought that he couldn't impact the game that much because he pulled um, finishing, the kind of chances he squandered in every game, and they had a best front three in that match: Mo Salah, Luis Diaz, Capo. Those guys are in fantastic form. They're doing so much well, and they couldn't get past through the Brentford defense. But when Nuna came on, and it was just the right time. He was there in the right moment, and his finishing was absolutely beautiful. This guy scored two brilliant goals that gave all 3 points to Liverpool. I don't think it's the time for him to leave. People may think different, but this guy got quality. All right, he got so many qualities he bring to the team. He pressing on the pitch, he pressing ability, he runs our defense, and he's good on the counter, and he also has give assists. All right. So every single player in the current Liverpool squad, if they want to win the Premier League, you got to keep all of them. All right. They ran out of option the Brentford game. All right, up front that they ran out of option because Mo Salah couldn't get a goal. Luis Diaz couldn't get a goal. Capo couldn't get a goal, and they just needed somebody to come and be clinical to see if they can get that. And he was the right man. He came on and he did exactly what they was looking for. So it was a brilliant game from both sides. Brentford thought that they settled for a goalless draw, but this is Liverpool. You got to wait till the match, is ended. So they played, they defended well. They tried to do a whole lot of stuff to stop Liverpool from scoring, but they believe the mentality keep on going. Something that was just decide to hold the ball, say, hey, since we can't score, we cannot concede as well. Let us just finish the game. But they kept on pushing, they kept on pushing, you know. Two quick goals that came in the diamond of the match. That was a fantastic result for them. It put so many pressures on Arsenal. Now they increase that gap. They lead. It's like 6 points margin with a game in hand. So it was a brilliant game for Liverpool. I mean, brilliant result for them. I know they didn't get what they wanted in terms of scoring so many goals. They tried in the first half. They tried in the second half. The goal didn't come until the last minute. Sometimes you don't necessarily have to play beautiful football at this stage of the league. You just want to win game to get those 3 points to keep your lead, to keep your keep you on top of the table. That's what matter right now to Liverpool. All right, and I think this is what the managers try to do. Some games that Liverpool winning this season, you're going to realize that they're not really playing beautiful football, attracting football, controlling the game. Game management is what he's doing. All right. It depends the team they play. We saw it again, Man United. It was a tough match. So all they do is just to manage the game and settle for a draw. That was not a bad result for them because it was a derby match. So the same with Brentford game. Brentford came so hard on them. Brentford defended so brilliantly. They were so good in defense. They stopped Liverpool from conceding the first half because if you can do that to Liverpool and then you go the next 30 minutes in the second half, then you get in somewhere. And that was their game plan to catch Liverpool on the break. They tried a couple of times, but the Liverpool defense was strong enough. The goalkeeper there is absolutely outstanding. So they're just having a complete football team right now that any team or any fan will wish for that team to be exactly what Liverpool are. So brilliant game for them. We didn't expect that kind of performance from Brentford. I know they've been playing a lot of tough matches, but of recent they've been having some poor runs. So we thought there was going to be a one-way traffic, but it wasn't that way. But at the end result, the 3 points is what matter. Brilliant game from Liverpool.
All right, thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. And let me go to you, Filippo Inzaghi. Saturday, Liverpool went 6 points clear in the Premier League, and they struggled to break that Brentford. Brentford, they were playing on a break. Wisa and Buemo, they are two main strikers. The both of them combined goals this season in the Premier League, 24 goals. Wisa with 11 goals and Buemo with 13 goals. And Wisa, right now, he is the all-time goal scorer in the Premier League in Brentford history. He surpassed Ivan Toney. So this guy, the both of them, they are prolific. They have been prolific this season, but they struggle to create anything against Liverpool. Liverpool has so many chances, so many shots, particularly block shot and off target, because they had like 8 shots on target. They had over 35 shots, but they didn't break Brentford until Darwin Nunes came on deep into stoppage time. He scored 2 goals in 2 minutes. What's your take, Felipe Inzaghi?
I would like to take this time to greet all our followers tonight that who watching our show tonight, and also I greet my brother Yayas and also his family as well. Well, Liverpool game because they are tapping for now, and we also know that pressure is pressure behind there a lot. Arsenal is running after them. Nottingham Forest is doing the same thing. We see the game, beatable game. We know Bradford is a stubborn team. They played Manchester City the last time, and we saw it in the last in the Sunday meeting. They tried to equal last Manchester City goal, but now in Liverpool match, Liverpool play very well, and we know that Liverpool have good development. Even Bramo and Wisa, they play very well. They play very well to break through Liverpool defense, but they couldn't make it. So in that attack too, Liverpool was also trying to go beyond them, but it was very hard. Sometimes coaches do they have their attack for them. Some of the attack for them on bench. I think when they come from on bench, because you see the game, a player A cannot solve the problem. You got to do some changes. You bring some player there. That's what Darren really when they bring him on the field, they were able to carry Liverpool through. Because in a dying minute, I used scoring that type of goal. Because everybody was looking at Liverpool down for a particular period of time. Because there was no way. All Arsenal fans, you see Arsenal fans, some of them were happy because Liverpool going to draw. When they going to draw that game, they got to put more pressure behind them. So in that case, Liverpool they couldn't exist. They continue pushing. At the end of the time, they were able to go to go beyond Bradford. While Bradford was sitting, Bradford was also looking for draw because they know that the player then were tired. They play very well in the 90 minutes. If we can stop Liverpool from scoring in that 90 minutes, it's not easy. Like Mohamed Salah is there, Cargo is there, Luis Diaz also. They have pressure, score, but nobody scoring again. Even the midfield there, so trying to kick Mark Alisa also the same thing, but there was no goal in that 90 minutes. So when they do that substitute by bringing Darwin Nunes and Chaser in, it brings some changes in the game, and therefore they were able to secure that 3 point. Actually, brilliant game for Liverpool as well, and also I believe that they have something to carry this season.
Thank you very much, Felipe Inzaghi, for that brilliant analysis. That game, it was a very difficult game. Everybody knows, people that watch football know that if you go to Brentford, it's a difficult game because this is a team that play on the break. They can be very compact, then they try to catch you on the break. Particularly, they have two players that are in form right now in the Premier League, Wisa and Mbuemo. So they were very, very compact against Liverpool, trying to catch them on the break. They tried several times, but they didn't succeed. And Liverpool, their players, particularly their attacking players, Mo Salah, Gakpo, Luis Diaz, they were getting frustrated. And setting down key in the game, they were just kicking. Some of those shots were unnecessary because there are certain distance you kick from. You may score, but it's not a place for you to take a shot from. So they struggle until Darwin Nunes. This is one of the major difference between Liverpool and the other title contender Arsenal. Liverpool, if Salah, Gakpo, and Nunes they don't score, they have different option. You can bring in Nunes if Jota is fit. You can also bring on Jota, which Arsenal don't have. Arsenal don't even have a center forward. That's the first thing. So Liverpool bringing on Nunes in that game and Federico Chiesa, that changed the entire game for Liverpool because Chiesa was doing something that Gakpo was not doing in the game. Chiesa, he changed the game, even though Nunes was the one that scored both goals, but Chiesa had a great impact in that game. But Liverpool, that's a championship winning goal from Darwin Nunes because it reminds me about Manchester United doing those days. Manchester United used to score so many late goals to win games. And if you want to win the championship, you want to win the Premier League, you have to have that attitude, never that attitude. You don't give up until the Reverend blow the final whistle. And that's what Liverpool did, and they scored 2 goals in stoppage time to win the game. They are currently 6 points clear in the Premier League with a game in hand, and the transfer window is about to close, and Arsenal have not yet signed or striker. So that means Liverpool, they are in pole position to win the Premier League. So the next game we're going to look at the Arsenal game. They also play on Saturday. Arsenal drew 2-2 with Aston Villa at the Emirates on Saturday. Before then, they have played 3 games at the Emirates in succession, and they only won one, which was again the North London rival Tottenham Hotspur. And everybody knows Tottenham at the Emirates, they always lose. The last time they won a game there was 15 years ago in 2010. At that time, they had Gareth Bale on the team. Gareth Bale, Luka Modric. That's a long time ago. And Arsenal Saturday, they went into the game. They started the game on the front foot. They scored 2 goals in the first half. Gabriel Martinelli scored the first goal, and 2 goals, one in the first half and one early on in the second half. I'm sorry. Gabriel Martinelli scored first in the first half to get Arsenal 1 goal lead. Right after the break, Kai Havertz, Waka Waka, AA, the man score and make it 2-0 to Arsenal. At that stage, all the Arsenal fans, they were celebrating, thinking that they're going to win by more goals because 2-0 lead, playing at home, game was almost over, second half. And Villa came from the back. You Tielemans scored the first goal, a brilliant cross for Luka Digne. And Tielemans make it 2-1. Few minutes later, Ole Watkins scored the equalizer to make it 2-2. The game ended 2-2. So, Mr. Connor, what's your view on that game?
Yeah, that game was a fascinating one. Arsenal and Aston Villa is always a tough one. It's always a lot of tussling. You see in the midfield, so many fighting and scoring 4 goals in a game, 2 apiece. That should be a high contending match. Arsenal was brilliant in the first side up to the time they scored their 2 goals. But there's something I noticed on the Arsenal team right now. When they're playing, the finishing of the match, game management, I think Arsenal is lacking that right now. It's something that they need to work on because you can't be playing the Premier League, you're a title contender, you're up from 2-0, and then you're coming back. Um, losing again or drawing again in such a manner. It was a dramatic match. Aston Villa, we knew that they were going to pull out a fight, and they did that. Exactly what we thought of, because the manager of Aston Villa, he's a technical coach. He's a brilliant coach. This is the guy who used to be with Arsenal. He knows some player from Arsenal. We know his record against Arsenal. He's always brilliant against Arsenal. That's why I didn't go in at the Emirates. The match will play at the Emirates, but it was a fascinating match. All right, 2-0, 2-0 down, and you come from there to pull out a draw. That should be, you know, given some credit. You know, Aston Villa was outstanding in a match, particularly in the second half. Watkins was quiet in the first half, and then when he got that goal, and then Durant came in second half. I think it was a little bit late because he needed time to adapt. He's kind of forceful than Watkins. I think if you're going to start that game, you're going to cause so many problems for um, Arsenal defense. But again, Emirates, he's a technical coach. He knew what he was doing. He had a game plan, and I believe they stick to that game plan. Very frustrating result for Arsenal. Arsenal didn't want that result. As a matter of fact, they know very well that as Liverpool had won a game, so they needed to win to keep up the pace with Liverpool, to keep up the pressure against Liverpool. But unfortunately for them, they couldn't get the 3 points. So it was a frustrating match for Arsenal, and I believe this is going to continue happening this season because the current squad, the absence of Bukayo Saka is a huge blow to Arsenal. They don't have somebody with that character. All right, Ryan Sterling is there, but he's not at that level no more. Kai Havertz is not consistent goal scorer. Jisu, who came in of recent, he scored a couple of goals. He's out for the rest of the season. So they're going through a lot right now. But the good thing is the general transfer is on. We expected Arsenal to do a major signing by now, particularly getting a striker. They haven't done that, you know. So it's also the good news for Liverpool if you cannot get a striker to compete, because Liverpool is going to be like it all season long. I think Liverpool defeat this season going to be like a draw when they draw a game, because they're really playing to the task. They're playing to win. You know, if you competing with them, you should be at the same level. You see the weaker side of your team, try to strengthen it. You got the opportunity right now. The January transfer stay open. Try to strengthen it, but we're not seeing that. We haven't seen no major signing, particularly in the attack, especially striker. We haven't seen that from Arsenal. But that game was a fascinating match. They both sides had a moment. Aston Villa had some moment, and I think it was a brilliant result for Aston Villa. I think going down 2-0, and then you came from behind to equalize. It was a brilliant game. Well deserved point for Aston Villa. So I think it was a fair result based upon the effort that was put in by both sides. Arsenal played brilliantly in the first half. They got 2 goals, and then the second half was different. It was totally different. So brilliant game from Aston Villa, but frustrating match for Arsenal as well.
Thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. And people in Zaki, Arsenal, Liverpool play early in a day. They won their game. All Arsenal needed to do is to win. But they drew 2-2 against Aston Villa. Una Emery again. Last season, the result again, Aston Villa cost Arsenal the Premier League title. Especially the last game in April. Last minute of time, as we can say, in the Premier League title race, they lost at home last season to the same Aston Villa team, 2 goals to 0. And on Saturday, they were 2-0 up, 2 goals up, and yet they conceded 2 goals to make the game 2-2. They dropped 2 extra points, meaning Liverpool 6 point clear over Arsenal with a game in hand. What's your take on the game on Saturday?
Well, I think Mikel Arteta is not ready for the Premier League yet. He's not ready. You will be leading somebody 2-0, and they fan their on the field, they crying. They need victory, they need 3 points. And you are seeing your Liverpool beat their game in a dying minute. Why are you doing? Why are you doing? You already you playing Aston Villa. Anytime you play Aston Villa, you have to be very smart. You know the coach system, the way Aston Villa playing you, you have to know all this system, the way in which they can equalize your goal. We see last season the way Aston Villa beat them. Sometimes you got to look at your hard rubber when you playing them, so you can get some point through them. But Arsenal is not really doing that, and now they are struggling them. They are not really producing. It's going to go and go sit down behind to wait. That is saying that you have finished doing everything. It's not like that. You got to continue putting pressure. You got to continue putting pressure. You got to continue scoring. But 2 goals, it can be enough. Aston Villa, we know Aston Villa, then they are a good team. You can play any time they can equalize your goal. They can equalize your goal. And you are playing on Emery. The whole field, the whole stadium is packed. People looking at. Now you try to bring frustration to them. So at this present moment, I think Mikel Arteta he need to bring some player in, because if he cannot buy player, I think that he is not ready to go to be one of the contenders in the Premier League, because he gave Liverpool the chances for winning the Premier League, because no pressure will be behind Liverpool anymore. Because we looking at Arsenal, for Arsenal to do something, he is not doing anything. You see, so in
Uh,
that case, it was frustration on Arsenal side. Aston Villa was good for them by carrying 1 point, so it's good.
all right, Filippo Inzaghi, thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. You see, Arsenal, Mikel Arteta is the major problem at Arsenal Football Club because he is very stubborn. This is a coach who has spent over 700 million pounds on players. He is the second higher paid coach in world football. This guy is being paid more than Ancelotti. Ancelotti that won so many Champions League. This guy is second to Pep Guardiola. Arteta makes more money than any other Arsenal player. He's the highest paid person, players and coaches, Mikel Arteta, but yet he is very stubborn. He has spent over 700 million pounds, more than 700 million pounds, but yet the team doesn't have a renowned striker or point striker. How can you spend over 700 million pounds without getting a point striker? And here's the thing: he has signed 2 strikers, and they are not point striker. He signed Gabriel Jesus few seasons ago from Manchester City, or reject from City. He also signed Kai Havertz. He signed him as a midfielder because he failed miserably his first few games as a midfielder. This is how Mikel Arteta moved him forward. So you spend all that money, but you didn't sign a single number 9. How can you win the Premier League? And now Jesus, who is not even dependable, he's out. Arsenal best player is also out, Bukayo Saka. But yet, 21 days gone in the transfer window, he has not replaced any of them. So, how can you win the Premier League when you don't even have striker? And to the game, you are in a 2-0 league. You are playing at home. Just be compact. Simple. Just be compact. And those two goals could have been avoided. Was a defensive error. Merino didn't pick up his man. His man was Tillerman. You cannot leave the man to run behind without picking him up. You have to. This is my man, and he is now winning this ball. That's what he should have done. And Thomas Partey, who is not a red bar, the coach been using him red bar. He contributed to the second goal. Why are you leaving only walking on Mark? If you leave walking on Mark, that's a goal. And that is still on Arteta. You cannot blame the players. Thomas Partey is Arsenal's best midfielder. But yet this guy continuously use Partey as a right full back. Why are you not using some of your defenders to play that position? Partey go in the midfield for you to control the game. Why are you using him as a right full back? That remain unanswered. He cannot answer that question. So this is why they will not win the Premier League. They will not win any major honor because the coach they have, Mikel Arteta, he is very, very stumble. And as long as he stumble, as long as he failed to bring in new striker, they will not win the Premier League. They will stand no chance of winning the Premier League. Because anytime Liverpool slip, anytime Liverpool lose points, they too going to lose points. This is it. They seen last week in May with Liverpool lost point. Then the weekend Arsenal lost point. So in 7 days, Liverpool dropped 2 points. Arsenal also dropped 2 points. So how can you overcome the lead when you are the one chasing Liverpool? But whenever they drop points, you too drop points. So you see, so this is why Arsenal will not win the Premier League, and so many of that result will still come as the season goes on. So we now move on to the next game, the weekend. That was Getafe against FC Barcelona, and Barcelona they scored against Getafe early in that game. They went 1-0 up to Jules Koundé, but Getafe equal last in the same first half. Second half, Barcelona pushed for the winner, but they didn't get it, and they draw 1-1 against Getafe. So that means Barcelona, they are 7 points behind first place Real Madrid. They are Barcelona third place, and Atletico Madrid 5 points behind 2 points behind Real Madrid, and 5 points above Barcelona. And Barcelona last 8 La Liga game, just a win in 8 games. 4 defeats, 3 draws, 1 win in the last 8 La Liga game. That is not a good form. If a team want to win the championship, that form is very poor. That's almost like a relegation form. If you play 8 games, consecutive games, and you win only 1, and you lost 4, draw 3, that's a relegation form. So Barcelona draw 8 points again at the weekend in La Liga. Mr. Corner, what's your view on that game?
Yeah, I see a lot of Barcelona fans complaining about penalty not being given to them, but this has been happening for so long. 8 um, 8 games, and you lost 4, draw 3, and 1 win. It's not a good run. It's a poor, very poor form from Barcelona in the La Liga. But they're competing in other competition. They're doing Britain in other competition. They just won a Super Cup against Real Madrid. They also playing very well in the Champions League. But I just don't understand, what's going on with them in La Liga. We expected Barcelona to be like 10 points ahead of all the teams right now in La Liga, especially Real Madrid and Atletico Madrid. On the contrary, the inconsistency of the team performance in La Liga, um, ha- drops. They are dropped so many points. Now they're kind of trading 7 points against Real Madrid, which is a huge gap. All right. I know you might say they won Real Madrid in the first leg, and they still got a game with Real Madrid. Yeah, that's fine. But Madrid is winning against the other teams. You got to take that into consideration. So they're not having the best run in La Liga this season. Last season at this time, I think there was over they had over 40 points with Javid as compared to the current coach. I just don't know the exact point they had after 20 games, 20, 21 games in La Liga. But it's a bad result. It's not a good performance. You can see it. All right. The Getafe game, they kind of slow. You saw Getafe defending heavily. What I couldn't get, how Getafe scored that goal, it was just unbelievable. All right. It just showed that Barcelona been so poor in La Liga. Most of the goal they concede in La Liga, defensive blunder, they kept on going with the same highline defense. Some teams are they're gonna break through. You might be successful. You might be successful with that system against a team, but not all the teams. All right, especially the smaller teams, they're being so pulled against them. They play the bigger side pretty well. We saw the game against Atletico Madrid. Unfortunate for them, they lost that game, but Barcelona controlled that game. We saw them against Real Madrid. So Getafe game was a tough one. But one thing we got to take into consideration, I know they've been having a very poor run in La Liga of recent, but they've also been having a very poor result going to Getafe. Every time they go to Getafe, I think five games no win against Getafe in Madrid. All right, so it's really really hard for them right now with the kind of fantastic performances in other competition, and then when it comes to La Liga, they're just playing uh, for football. They're not getting the result they're looking for. And you see individual performances when they play in La Liga is so poor. So it's not a good thing. It's not a good thing for them, for Barcelona right now. If they continue playing like that, I don't see them winning the league. They're having a fantastic season, but also having a bad season in La Liga. Let's take that into consideration. People only looking at it because they won the Super Cup or they have won. I mean, they won Madrid twice this season. Well, that's just one team. All right, you got so many teams to play the games in the La Liga, but it's just a tough one for them in La Liga right now. The inconsistency um, had continued over and over, and you go like that up to the 30 March, 7 point lead. The lead is done. Now you owe 20 games. All right, the league going halfway of the season. So I think they need to step up that game. They need to start defending well. They need to start winning games against the smaller side. There are many smaller teams in the league as compared to bigger side. You come prepared, you come so solid against the bigger side, and then a makeshift team, relegation team, and then you struggled against them. That's not the best way to play, or that's not the best way to win a league. So it was poor performance from Barcelona again. From the Getafe perspective, they played a very compact midfield. They were very solid in defense. It gave them the result they were looking for. They know they cannot win against Barcelona, so they just settle for a draw, and it pays off for them. They stick to their game plan, winning. I mean, getting 1 point out of Barcelona was a fantastic result for them.
All right, thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Filippo Inzaghi, let me come to you. Barcelona over the weekend, Saturday, they settled for a 1-1 draw at Getafe. Second half, they had more ball possession, but they couldn't break Getafe down. And that means they are third place, 7 points behind Real Madrid and 5 points behind Atletico Madrid. What's your take on the game?
Well, we know that Barcelona is struggling in La Liga, but actually Hansi Flick, we have to work on that because they are not doing anything in our league now. Even though they beating, they winning, they just take Super Cup, they fit down, and also they winning Champion League, and they also win their Copa del Rey the last time. But we talk about La Liga now. You have to do something, and Hansi Flick is not doing anything like that. So you got to change the whole system because Xavi was there, the same thing. What was happening now is the same thing happening now. We see Barcelona, the way Barcelona play, the football they play them playing in the La Liga is not a rightful way to play. Sometimes when you're going against the smallest team, you got to play with system. You got to play with system. You can't just play because you want to play. Sometimes you got to do some timing in a game. You see, so you can give. Now that's why Madrid can beat a small team then because you know how to you can study their way of playing in order to get minutes go. But you cannot be playing small team at the same time you play without no system. It's not good. And we all know that Gaddafi, Barcelona been playing them. The children there always trying to maintain their record. If Barcelona can't all happy, they can't beat us. But what we do is draw or we beat them. That is their record they're trying to set for the past 3 years now. So they're doing. So Barcelona, I think Hansi Flick have to work on that because some small team there, you have to use some your veteran there on the field. Not the young player that you didn't put down the field because they were playing that day, going up and down, no system. And how will you win league like that? If you continue like that, and Madrid, we all know that Madrid is just playing and he was struggling, and Barcelona beat them because they say that you beat Madrid and you will carry the league. It's not that way. If you draw, but Madrid continue winning, it's not good for you. And now that's 7 points. How Madrid will draw now? That's the point now. Madrid cannot draw. You see? Now the player they're coming back. You see, Mbappe in good form now. You see? So it's not good. I'm
All
so
right.
sorry that to tell Barcelona fans that the league is not for them, it's for Real Madrid.
Thank you very much, Filippo People Izaki,
Yeah.
for that analysis. Barcelona, they continue to struggle in La Liga. Saturday they drew 1-1. And I predicted Barcelona to win, but I said or draw game or Barcelona losing will not surprise me because La Liga currently they are struggling. Their last 8 La Liga game, they won only one of their last 8 La Liga game, 4 defeats, 3 draw. That's a relegation form in La Liga. They have to improve if they want to compete in La Liga. They have to improve. That form in La Liga is relegation form. And I will continue to say this. Two major things. Number one, they have a lot of young players in that squad, particularly the starting lineup. Paul Kubasi, Mark Casado, Pedri, Gavi, Lami Yama, a lot. You cannot have a lot of
Value.
young players starting on your team. You expect consistency. It's not possible. They are good players, but it's part of young players' game. Young players, they are still learning the game. So there will be so many consistency. And this is why Barcelona, they are inconsistent in La Liga. Because most of the players are young. You don't expect Kubasi to perform game after game continuously. No, he's still young. He's 17. How do you depend on a 17-year-old as one of your main center back? How? How do you depend on Pedri and Gavi as the main players in the midfield? No. Even you watch the old Barcelona when Iniesta and Xavi, when they were at that age, they were on the bench. They were on the bench under Luis Van Gaal before Frederica took over. Under Luis Van Gaal, they were on the bench. Iniesta was coming from the bench. Xavi Hernandez was coming from the bench under Luis Van Gaal. But now, Pedri and Gavi, they are the main guys in the middle of the pack. They will not be consistent because they are so young. They are still learning their trade, so they will be inconsistent. And using Lamine Yamal continuously is going to hurt this kid. He's going to burn out, and he may start sustaining a lot of injury because he's 17 years old. You cannot overuse a 17 years old. That is unacceptable. And that the high line Barcelona play with, that high line, I can tell you, before the season finish, our team will slap Barcelona 5 or 6 goals this season. That high line is suicidal football. Before the season finish, a lot of coaches going to study them. One ball over the top, it will be a goal. Every ball over the top is a possible goal scoring opportunity for the opposition team. You cannot play that kind of high line every game. Some or team going to embarrass Barcelona this season. This is why they are struggling in La Liga. La Liga, you cannot. It is easier to raise your game against your bigger rival Real Madrid. It's easy. This is why Barcelona play well against Real Madrid. It is very easy for the players to raise their game. You cannot give anything to in the dressing room. Everybody knows what time it is. As long as like Real Madrid they play, they know what time it is. So everyone will raise their game. But you only play Real Madrid 2 times in La Liga. 2 times. If you beat Real Madrid 2 times, and Real Madrid they win against the other teams, and you lose and draw against a smaller team, will you win La Liga? No, you will not win. As you can see, the table doesn't lie. Barcelona is third place because of a reason. They beat Real Madrid 4-0, but you join with Getafe, you losing to Tina Leganes. How can you win La Liga? You can't. So we move on. We move on to Sunday games, and Manchester United lost again. Relegation battle, 10 points above relegation zone, and they lost 3-1 at Old Trafford yet again. Brighton has won their last 3 visits at Old Trafford, and Sunday they won 3-1, 3 shots on target, 3 goals, and Man United had only 1 shot on target. Disgraceful. That was the penalty. The only shot Man United had on target all game was the penalty converted by Bruno Fernandes. And after the game, the coach lost it in the dressing room. He smashed the TV in the dressing room, smashed everything that was in front of him in the dressing room. Called everyone out there a disgrace. They are the worst Manchester United team ever in the history of the football club. They should be ashamed of themselves because all of them are disgrace. And Brighton, they didn't need to do too much in that game. They didn't. They never moved from the first gear. They were in the first gear through all the game. And Manchester United were abysmal, horrendous in that game. Onana again, another mistake that led to goal. He has made more mistake now than on the average season and mistake. He has made more mistake on the average than any other goalkeeper in the history of Manchester United. And Mr. Connor, what's your opinion?
Well, that game was so embarrassing to the Manchester United fan again. After playing brilliantly against Liverpool and Arsenal, and you came out and won uh, Southampton, and then going going back home, you know, with that kind of terrible result, terrible performance from the entire team. It was so disgraceful, so embarrassing. I just couldn't believe what my eyes were seeing in that game. I thought Man United players were going to use that game to prove to the world that they got a new manager, they on a new management, new instruction, new system, and they're learning so fast. They adapting and they have adapted the system as well. But on the contrary, it was so frustrating. It was so embarrassing. Uh, the entire team Onana again. I couldn't believe what I saw from Onana. You know, I just couldn't believe it. So it's not just him. The entire team was so awful. The performance was so embarrassing, and I think the coach is 100% right of his action or his reaction to their performance. It's so embarrassing. This man signed up for something good. He signed up to bring change. He signed up to do the right thing. He signed up to do so many things on Manchester United to put Manchester United back on track. And then seeing this kind of such a performance from the team is so unbelievable. He couldn't believe what he saw, especially after playing brilliant football against Liverpool. So, are you trying to tell me, say, because Liverpool is your eye rival, so you play hard against them, you play hard against Arsenal, and then you go to Brighton, and never mind, record remains. It got impact. Now this guy keep on going to Old Trafford and they kept on winning. And why were you allowed that? This is what I'm saying. From I said from the beginning. I thought the United team, Man United, was going to take that game as an example to show to the world that indeed there have been a transformation. But it was not. They just played the same old football that they were playing on Ten Hag. It was a total different game as compared to the past three games prior to the Brighton game. That was so awful performance from the entire team. I take absolutely nobody out of that game that you gave credit to. The performance was so disgraceful, or so embarrassing in front of your own fan. All right, Brighton is not an extraordinary team. If you look at the individual player on Man United team as compared to Brighton, it's not at the same level. From defense, from goalkeeper to defense, Mayfield to striker, it's not the same level. Why would you accept that? It was so embarrassing. And then from a Brighton perspective, they just stick to their game plan. It was a pretty easy match for them. I don't think it was a challenging match for Brighton. They stick to their game plan. They got 3 goals, and that was it. There's nothing much to say about that game because the Man United, the Man United team just gave that game a win, and it was a well-deserved 3 points. I think the winner, Brighton, deserved every single thing that they got out of that match. So once again, poor performance from Man United. We're still looking forward to them to step up their game. I know things going to change, especially when the summer transfer window open when the season is over. A lot of players will be leaving that United team. We're seeing that. The coach himself has seen it. Players on the team believe that they won't be staying after this season. They're saying it, so he's just working with what he got. He's doing the best that he can to pull out a brilliant result, but it's just not working all the time. So poor performance from the United side. Hopefully they can do better in the next game.
Thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Philip Inzaki, let me come to you. Manchester United Sunday lost again at home to Brighton. And Brighton have won 6 of their last 7 games against Manchester United. So it's like they own Manchester United right now. They are met 16 times in the Premier League. Brighton won 8, Man United won 8. But their last 7 meetings, Brighton won 6, Man United won 1. No draw game between the two teams. And Sunday they went to Old Trafford and they just danced around and they scored 3 goals. Onana again had a baseball game. This guy from last season up to present, they have given him the opportunity, but yet he has not taken the opportunity. He continued to put in lackluster performance. What's your take on the game? Filippo?
That was very frustrating. Yeah, to Manchester United, because we all know that Man United, when you play home, you gotta do something to win for your fan. Because the new coach is there now, but you cannot be beating playing big team. He play big football. He play good big team like Liverpool, Arsenal. He play them very well. When he come to the smallest side now, he cannot be able to produce. Actually, it's not a good team from now. Manchester United. I think that the coach is really want to bring Manchester like the way they were looking before in Ferguson day, but now the player then actually some of the players there they are not really performing well, but you just got to continue so the season can finish now because it's not really that is not a team for Amori now. Yeah, because we are seeing it. If Brighton they play very well for we because they know that they've been playing as you say their last meeting now. Brighton is dominating, and now that is not the problem. The problem is Manchester United should, should focus signing good team, good player so they can be able to do something. Because maybe as a as Premier League is going on, they will say they will be able to catch uh, Brighton again. Maybe in that side they will come for revenge. But now I think Brighton deserve the 3 point because they play very well of winning because by scoring 3 goals on Manchester United on Old Trafford, that means that actually Brighton was very deserved that 3 point. So for that
Thank you.
reason, I cannot blame anything, blame the team.
Thank you very much, Filippo Inzaghi. Yeah. Manchester United, those players, they have shown themselves over and over again that they don't worth what they are earning. And if you look at the game against Manchester City in Man City at the Etihad, and you watch the game at Liverpool Anfield, and you watch the game at the Emirates with 10 men for over 60 minutes against Arsenal with just 10 men, and you see the team playing against Bournemouth, you see them play against Nottingham Forest, Southampton, and Brighton and other smaller teams. That tells you everything that you need to know about that squad. They play according to the team they are playing. If it's a big game, they're going to raise their game. And if they're playing a smaller team, they're going to play according to the level of that team. Their performance level going to drop even below the level of that small team they are playing. That's how those group of players, that's how they play. And the ownership, they are one of the major reasons because they gave most of those players huge contract that it is very difficult to get rid of them. They want to get rid of Rashford. Since December, he has not played. Since the Manchester Derby, he has not played a game. And yet, he stay at the football club. They finding it difficult to get rid of him because the guy is on 325,000 British pound every week. Who's going to pay that to Rashford? No team in world football will offer Rashford 325,000 pounds a week. Only Manchester United will do that. Anthony is on over 200 grand a week. Who's going to offer Anthony even 100 grand a week? This is why they loan him to Real Betis and cover some portion of his salary. Because no team going to buy him. And he will not even be willing to leave like that except on loan, but to be so because he is on so much money. Anybody want to buy him will not even gain half of what he's earning. So how are you going to get rid of a player like that? So it's difficult. And so many of them, you have Casemiro, who is not wanted anymore. Higher pay player on the team, 350,000 British pound every weekend goes to Casemiro account. He sits on the bench without playing. And they cannot get rid of him because why? He's going to run his contract down. Nobody going to give it to him except in the Saudi league. So he will sit on the bench to run his contract down. Seeing as Christian Eriksen and so many players that die on the team. So that's a problem. And you brought in a guy who you see to be the man to lead you to your glorious day. But yet, you don't want to give him his players. Today is the 21st of January. No signing up to now. How do you expect him? And from day one, he said it, those players, they are not good enough. Because if you say the players, they lose the ball frequently, they're not physical, they are lazy. I mean, you're trying to say they are not good enough. So, are you waiting for the summer before you start to get rid of them? You should start getting rid of them this winter transfer window. Get rid of 4, 5, 6 players and bring in 4, 5, 6 players. That's the way forward, but they are sitting. They don't want to. But the people in Manchester or in England, because most of the people that go to the game, there are people right in England there. If they were to lead the strike against the football club, those owners, they will listen. The owners, they are American. American people let profit. If you said you don't go to the game, you refuse to pay for ticket, they will listen to you because you're putting holes in their pocket by sitting home, not buying ticket to go to the game. And they have to get rid of those players. Those group of players, they have to get rid of them. They are not good enough. They are not worth to wear Manchester United jersey. And you cannot allow teams to just go to Old Trafford. We have already lost 6 times. We have lost 10 games this season in the Premier League. Under Ferguson, that's the 2 to 3 season losses. 2 to 10 games, 2 to 3 season. Some season will lose the 4 game or 5. But we have already lost 10 games already. The season is not even over yet. We still have more games to play. We have already lost 10 games, and we have lost most of those games at Old Trafford. How a team play better away than playing home? That's Manchester United. They play better away than home this season. Their home record is absolutely abysmal. And to the game, Andre Onana, he should be part of the first group of players to leave this football club. A huge mistake was made by Eric Ten Hag by giving David DJ out and to pay £55 million for Onana. Ten Hag should be brought back. He should be taken to the UK for prosecution. That's a crime. He committed a lot of crime against Manchester United. Signing Onana to replace David De Gea for £55 million is a crime. This guy signed Anthony for £85 million. Another crime. A guy who is not even worth £30 million is signed for £85 million. This guy signed Mason Mount for £60 million from Chelsea. A player who is injury prone. How? He was not even needed to play which position? This guy and Bruno play the same position. We are looking for a player there to start on the team. Then you sign him Mason Mount for $60 million. This guy signed Rasmus Højlund, unproven goal scorer, a young player from Italy for £72 million. Another crime. Do the math. This guy, he threw away over £200 million on players that are not needed now at Old Trafford. And the blunder from Onana that killed the game off. The game is 2-1. Oh, less than 15 minutes to go. The team trying to come back in the game, and you gave away goal. That was a gift. It was a simple gift from Onana. And he will have himself to blame when Manchester United sell him in the summer, because everyone can see that Onana has been given the opportunity from last season to present. Many people don't have such opportunity that Onana is having at Manchester United. He started blundering from day one last season. Go and re-watch the highlight of Manchester United Champions League games. There are 6 games in the Champions League last season. almost all the goal Onana considered, almost all the goals were his fault. Go and rewatch them. He was the reason the team didn't qualify from the group stage. Andre Onana, and he continued up to this season. He stayed blundering. So Manchester United just need to get rid of the entire squad. We move on to Manchester City. Sunday, Man City won 6-0 at Ipswich Town. Phil Foden, yet he was on target again. Kovacic also scored. And Jeremy Doku, Erling Haaland, and McCarthy scored to give City a 6-0 win. And now City sit fifth place in the Premier League table. And that was a brilliant win for City. 6 goals to 0 at Ipswich. And their last 5 games, they have not lost a game. So that's a good thing for City. Their last 5 Premier League games, they won 3, they draw 2. Mr. Connor, what's your take on that game?
Yeah, that was a brilliant result from City. City need they kind of need every point that they can lay their hands on right now. They trading in the Premier League. They're desperate. They they want to regain their momentum. They want to regain their winning spirit. They want to do that consistently. It was pretty easy. It was one way traffic. Was a pretty easy match for City. I knew City was going to be like that. Right now, every game that City playing, they put in their all because they want to recover from everything that been happening to them. So anything that go to City easily, you try to open up. They say remember they still have some good goal scorer. They still have some finisher on in the City team. All right, despite their baseball performance this season, their inconsistency this season, but they still winning some games or with high score like the game on the weekend. Or pretty much easy for them. If you go play City and then you decide to sit back, you decide not to press, you'll be giving them an edge. All right, you'll be giving them an edge to overrun you, and what happened against Ipswich. You cannot play City and then you allow them to control the midfield. You're not causing problem for that defense. You try to just sit. It was a pretty easy match. I watched the game. It was a pretty easy match for City. So, brilliant game for them. They needed that. Now they kind of close to the fourth place. All right. So every game that City going to now, they'll be putting their all. They'll be trying to do everything to win. Um, so we're looking forward to that next couple of games to see how it's going to be like. I know their aim this season, the remainder of the season, is not to win the league, but if it comes, that will be a bonus for City. City is only fighting now to stay, to just qualify for the Champion League to be part of the first four. That's the major goal this season. I think the coach said it in one of his press conference. So I don't think they're going to win the league, but again, this is Man City. You can never rule them out. They're thinking about bringing new players. They January transfer. I know they're going to do it because they're desperate. They're seeing the weaknesses in the team. They're seeing that players tired, players not putting all players' performances drop, so they need fresh legs. If they do that, don't be surprised to see them finishing third. All right, in the Premier League this season, but it was a brilliant game for them, a good result. What a way to get him back on winning way. All right, scoring 6 goals in a game, and then you got another game coming out. So it was a good result for City.
Thank you very much for that. Fedebo Izaki, Man City won 6-0. They are now fifth place in the Premier League table, and they just 2 points behind fourth place Chelsea. What's your take? People in Zagi.
That was a yeah, that was an amazing performance for them. City, I think they're trying to come back to mistake their to correct their mistake. By you beating somebody 6-0, actually, that was a great performance. What they are looking at now, even though they are not looking to by carrying the Premier League now, but actually they are only targeting on 3 things now, maybe to qualify for Champions League next season and also FA Cup. They also looking at that equally so the Champions League too. Maybe they want to do something because Pep Guardiola know that we cannot win the Premier League, but they are by bringing some players there in now, so they can be able to qualify for Champions League. I think that is one of the great concerns now, and also all the game that in trying to play now, so he can continue winning. In order for him to be tear or four like that, because that's what I'm looking at now. Because you not be if Arsenal do not take down, maybe you try to surpass Arsenal to be second. That's what I'm looking at now. But their
Thank
performance, the performance was very good. When they started the game with ball possession at the same time, putting pressure behind Israel. So the game was very good. It was good. It was a fantastic game for them by securing that 3 point. Actually, also the goal was too much. So for that reason, actually, I will give them that credit. Actually, they try to come back to do something now.
thank you very much, Filippo Inzaghi. Yes, City fifth place, 2 point behind. Fourth place Chelsea and 6 points behind second place Arsenal. And I think that was a very good result for City. They have not lost in their last 5 games in the Premier League. That also good. And they can build on that. But they have to put in a lot of good performances because if you look at their fixture, their next 6 games, but all those games will be very difficult. They will be playing Chelsea this weekend. After that, they will be playing Arsenal and they have Newcastle in a same run, Aston Villa, Liverpool. So that run is a very difficult run for Man City. So those 6 games will decide whether City will qualify for the Champions League or not because they are playing teams that are right behind them, Newcastle and Aston Villa, and the teams that are above them, Liverpool, Chelsea, and Arsenal. Their next Premier League game will determine whether City will play Champions League football next season because those games are crucial and they have spent a lot of money this transfer window. They have already signed 3 players. Omar Mamouche, the Egyptian striker, already signed. They signed for over £70 million, and they signed 2 other players from South America. So that's a good thing. And Guardiola, his divorce case is over too. That's a good one for him because I think psychologically he was going through something. That's why he was trashing his hair against Liverpool, putting so all in his head, doing all sort of things on the touchline because he was going through a lot. Going through divorce in the Western world is not small thing. If you're going through divorce in Africa or in Asia, that's easy. Because first of all, a lot of even you have money, your mother even know the money you have before she will carry half of your property. But in the Western world, after the divorce, she taking half of your property. So that's a major concern. But it's over, so he can now concentrate on his team. But it's going to be difficult because Chelsea and Nottingham Forest, they are playing well, particularly Forest is the most informed team in the league. Joining to Liverpool in May, that's a B plus for Forest. A team like Forest draw against Liverpool and Liverpool had to come from behind in the last 20 minutes before Liverpool could score. That's a plus for Forest. And they are in a race for Champions League football. They cannot win the Premier League, not possible. They don't have the squad. But Champions League football, they can qualify. Aston Villa has done it. Newcastle have done it. So Nottingham Forest can also do it. So we now move on to Real Madrid on Sunday. They went 2 points clear in La Liga. They beat La Palmas 4 goals to 1. They considered early on in the game, the first minute in the game, when Silva scored to make it 1-0 for La Palma. Remember, Silva was surplus to requirement at Wolves, but he's one of the most important players right now at La Palma. Scored early on against Real, and this guy, he's the one who also scored against Barcelona when both teams met. And Kylian Mbappe scored twice. Brian Diaz and another goal from Rodrigo Rapelot for Real Madrid to win 4-1. They had a lot of goals disallowed by VAR and rightfully so. Mr. Connor, you being a Real Madrid fan, what's your take on the game?
Well, we're seeing different version of Kylian Mbappe of recent. We criticizing people criticizing from the start of the season. Indeed, he struggled, but even though he was struggling, but he was still managing to score some goals. And again, he stepped up his game. I think his press conference, he said he adapted to the team. He have adapted. He understanding the way the team play, and he becoming he have become more effective on the team. He's scoring a lot of beautiful goals. So that game, from the start of the game, and I said this over and over. This Madrid major problem have been in the midfield and in the defense. They concede goals so easily this season. We are seeing it time after time. It was one of these occasions that the first minute in the game, the first few seconds, less than a minute, they conceded against Las Palmas. But what an outstanding performance from the entire team. After they went down 1-0, they decided to take the games to La Palma. La Palma is a struggling, a relegation struggling team. You don't allow them to gain so much confidence in the game, and I think Madrid denied them that chance. Madrid pushing against their own defense. They push them so hard. They managed to score, cancel the goal, and they kept on going, kept on going. They scored four beautiful goals at the end of the game. I know a couple of goals was canceled based on offside and whatever happened in those situations. The VAR was able to disallow those goals, but it was a brilliant, absolutely brilliant performance from Real Madrid. Kylian Mbappe was really effective. The three guys that were up front, Rodrigo, Diaz, they was all brilliant in that match. Jude Bellingham, the game was well controlled and well managed by the team. And again, what a beautiful, what an outstanding performance from the young stuff in the defense. Asensio, people been saying it. We've been saying it. Carlo Ancelotti decided to downplay him because he a young player. He don't want to put so much burden on him. People think that Ancelotti is trying to um, get so much down to Chamini, but mind you, Chamini is a midfielder. He got his role to place over there, but he trying to manage this kid. He's a young player. He's desperate. He want to be in the starting lineup, but Ancelotti is not the kind of manager that just throw um, young kids under the bus. He want to manage you well. He wants you to develop. He want to take his time with you. We seen him doing it with Hendrick. He doing it with Guda. Those guys they are brilliant players. All right, but you got to watch from the bench. You got to reserve your energy. You got to get to that level. All right, this is what he's doing with Asensio, and I believe he a good manager. He gonna keep doing it through all the season. He know very well what he's doing. But it was a really good performance from Real Madrid, and not only the performance but the win put them on top of the table because Atletico Madrid lost over the weekend as well. Barcelona draw that increased the gap between Madrid and Barcelona 7 point gap. So it was a brilliant performance from Real Madrid, and what a fantastic weekend from the Real Madrid perspective. Taking over the lead, increasing your lead over your major rival. That was a good thing. And one of your main striker was absolutely outstanding in the match. He scored two beautiful goals. which gave him more confidence. Kylian Mbappe started to gain more confidence in the Real Madrid team. I think Real Madrid is getting there. Um, another good news for them, they had one of their injury player back, Alaba. He played a couple of minutes in that game, and that's a good news because they've been struggling in defense. So any defender that coming back from injury for Real Madrid will be a addition to the squad, especially Alaba. He a player with so many quality. He plays in so many positions on the field, so they needed him, and he's back. That's good for the team going forward to the end of the season. We hope that they can step up their game in terms of defending because they're conceding so many goals. I think this is the problem with Real Madrid right now. If they work on that, I believe they can win the La Liga and they can go so far in the Champions League as well. But brilliant performance from the entire team, brilliant performance from Kylian Mbappe, and welcoming Alaba. I think that was extra boost for the team. They needed him. They needed him so much because they've been struggling in defense in so many games this season. So he coming back is a good thing for Real Madrid. What a game and what a victory! What a 3 points! Good weekend for Real Madrid.
Thank you very much for that brilliant analysis. Philippe Inzaghi, Real Madrid 4, La Palmas 1. They are now top of La Liga. Despite their early struggle, particularly Kylian Mbappe, lot of critics were doubting him that Madrid shouldn't have signed him. Lot of talk around the corner that he was playing for PSG. He's arrogant, he's this, he's that. But now he is 4 goals behind Robert Lewandowski. He has 12 goals, and Lewandowski has 16 goals in the La Liga top goal scorer race. What's your take on the game? Filippo,
Yes,
Izagi, what's your take on the game? Madrid 4, La Palmas 1.
I think for Madrid, that was a great performance for them. And they before, yeah, I think yesterday, that was a great performance for them because Madrid have a good team. They know how to play smaller side. They know how to catch them. That's what I like about Madrid when they play. They always play with their heart. They play to score. That's why even if you score 1 goal on them, it's not me that you are on top of team. Because we know that Madrid, they can break you anytime. When you're not a big team. But the only problem about them, like what my brother just said, concerned about their defense, whenever game start, they score, they beat the first, some people, opponent beat, for to score on them. That is not a good thing for them. Sometimes you borrow a good team, you're going to catch a difficulty. So it's not good. They will try to work on that. Uh, we'll try to work on that. And secondly, Kylian Mbappe, I think there's no fear in him now because he is performing brilliantly. And I believe that Mbappe have something for the club. He have to do something because he playing now. Everybody is looking at him now. Vinicius Junior, while everybody was taking him to be a superstar for Real Madrid now, but now he is not performing because the way in which he approach uh, referee players is not good for him. And Mbappe, everybody looking at that. What Mbappe is doing now, that is a good thing for them because while he was doing PSG, he play, he score, at the same time he may exist. He prove to people that he is a world class player, and that's by what he's doing now. So I believe that Ancelotti is have something now. He want to build team around Kylian Mbappe. Uh, beating uh, beating La Palmas, that was a good result for them. Carrying them on top again, but that 7 point between them and Barcelona, 2 point there between them and Atletico Madrid. That is a good performance because we know that they are actually there for La Liga. They're there for La Liga. So that was a good performance for them. Welcome to Alaba. Welcome to Alaba as well. That will take that will take something for their defense. So I believe that Madrid taking that point, it was very good performance for them.
Thank you very much, Philip Izaki. Yeah, that win was necessary because Saturday, Atletico Madrid lost 1-0. Antoine Griezmann missed injury time penalty and they lost 1-0. Their run ended Saturday because before that they won 15 consecutive games in all competition. Where it ended, so Madrid and Barcelona to drew. So it was vital for Madrid to win to go first on the table, and they did. And Kylian Mbappe scoring twice to take a tally to 12 goals in La Liga was impressive. I think the last few games, apart from the goals, he has been impressive in the last few games, and the guy needed time to adapt. A lot of people were criticizing him, rightfully so, because he one of the higher paid players in world football, and his name is a brand. This is a guy who scored twice in World Cup final at the age of 18 when France won the World Cup, and this same guy scored hat trick in the World Cup final. This guy get 5 goals in World Cup final, just 2 games in final, 5 goals. So a lot of players don't even have 5 goals in World Cup. They have played so many World Cup, and this guy, he has played 2 final already. He scored 5 goals, and he is the man for the big occasion. Like him or not, he is. He was 18 years old. He proved it. So when I see people glorifying Lamine Yamal, yeah, you get glorifying, but Mbappe has been there. You cannot take that away from Kylian. At Yama age, Mbappe was playing for Monaco. He has been there. 18-year-old, he left France to World Cup glory. The biggest trophy in the whole world of football is the World Cup. At the age of 18, he scored 2 goals in the final to win the World Cup for France. So you cannot take that away from him. He's a superstar, and I think he has adapted to Madrid. And as I said before, I have said a lot of time on the podcast that at certain stage of the season, those 3 guys are going to click, and when it does, they're going to cause a lot of problem for teams in Europe. Mbappe, Vinny Jr., and Rodrigo. When when Madrid, when they get their players back, their defensive players back from injury, when they start to defend properly and start playing from the midfield, wherein the midfield they don't need to worry about the defense. Those 3 guys up front, they will play better. But right now, they have a fragile defense. But David Alaba is back. I think that's a plus for Real Madrid because Alaba now will play alongside what's his name? The crazy guy.
Good.
Rudiger. He will play alongside Rudiger. So that's a B plus for Madrid. Only remain now or the rightful back Cavaha, or they need to sign another left back because Mendy, he's not. That's the weakest link on Real Madrid, that left side. If everybody fit, that's the weakest link on Madrid team, Mendy. So it was a good win, and now they are top of La Liga. So we move forward to the Chelsea game Monday, which was yesterday. Before the game, Manchester City overtook them. Man City went 4th place, so Chelsea needed to win to go back to 4th. And yesterday, they won 3-1 at Stamford Bridge. Goals from Adarabio, the centre back, Marc Cucurella, and Nondi Madueke secure all 3 points from Chelsea. First half, they struggled. Wolf was very impressive in that first half when Adarabio scored and Mark Doherty equalized in that first half. But second half, goals from Cucurella and Madueke secured a 3-point. Mr. Connor, what's your take on the game?
Yeah, that was a brilliant game from Chelsea. Chelsea were playing on a lot of pressure. Man City been struggling this season to come and sit fourth place prior to Chelsea game. They needed to win to go back to fourth place, and which it did. They did it in a fantastic manner. They controlled the game. They scored three goals. So it was a tough one. It was a tricky one. From the Wolves' perspective, they had some movement in that game, but there was Chelsea were too strong enough for them. Chelsea had a very solid midfield, and they bring it back or shut back in a defense. That was a brilliant idea from the manager. I don't know why they allowed this guy to go. They got so many defenders over there, but he's one of their best. So they called upon him, and he agreed to come back, and he was outstanding. I think he was the
Man of the
man of the
match.
match. He was really outstanding. He controls our defense. He had a whole lot of block ball. He had a whole lot of fighting in the air. He held most of the ball that came in. That was a outstanding performance from him. And up front, unfortunate for Jackson, he didn't get a goal, but he was also brilliant. He caused so many problems for the Wolf defense. Their wonder kid, Cole Palmer, he was excellent as well. So brilliant game from Chelsea. And the thing about Chelsea this season of recent, they win some game comfortably. They play a brilliant game, and then they go to another game. They just play the same kind of football that they've been playing the past couple of seasons. But this was not the case of this game. They play brilliant football. They controls the game well linking from the midfield to the top. They played a absolutely fantastic game. Defensively, they was good. All right. Like I said, the coming of Shuttlebad, he brought different dimension in the Chelsea defense. We know this is one of their weakness this season. They've been conceding so many goals, but it was not the case of this game. All right. So going forward, I think they will be strong enough now in defense because they got new person. He's not new as like I said. He went alone and then they just brought him back. So he brought different dimension to that defense. They needed somebody of a character, somebody of his quality that would be brave, that would give instruction because the leadership, they're lacking the leadership in our defense. But with Wolfgang, it was totally different. This guy was able to coordinate with the rest of the defender, and at the end of the day, they got their 3 points and they defended very well. I know there was not a clean sheet, but there was also outstanding performance from the Chelsea defense. Um, Maybe their next couple of games, we'll see how they're going to respond to that. This is his first game coming after coming from loan, so it's obvious he got to put in everything. They called on him to come and help, and absolutely he proved that. He proved to the coach that it was never a mistake calling him back. He was outstanding in a match. So I hope Chelsea will continue on playing like that. I hope that we maintain the kind of character that they exhibited in the Wolf game. It was a fantastic performance from them. Caicedo was brilliant enough in the midfield, and Cole Palmas was also good. And the coach, after scoring the third goal, he decided to bring down Cole Palmer. He brought in a couple of players. You know, they got a very big squad. Chelsea got a very big squad, but I think they just need to get the game management. Chelsea is a team that score goals. They struggle of recent in scoring goals, but also their major problem have been in defense, and they trying to solve that problem. This guy, they coming on Shuttlebad to the team. I think it will help to strengthen their defensive problem, which is good for them. They don't have a brilliant goalkeeper. They don't have a good goalkeeper. But when you get a brilliant defense, when your defense is outstanding, it also helped the goalkeeper to relax. It was the case of the Wolf game. So what a performance from Chelsea. You muted.
Thank you for that brilliant analysis. Filippo Inzaghi, Chelsea moved back to fourth place with a 3-1 win against Wolves at Stamford Bridge yesterday. Goals from Adarabio, Kukureya, and Noni Madueke give Chelsea all 3 points. What's your take on the game?
Well, that was a good result for them. They were able to take the 3 points because my City just beat their game day before yesterday. And now they also need a point because Nottingham Forest beat. So they have to beat their game. If they not beat their game, it will be very hard for them to be in our fourth place. And now some of their old players they're complaining, they are not scoring, they are not making effort, they need struggle, they criticizing Nicola Jackson. They need player that will produce for them so they can qualify for Champions League because it takes so many time now. Chelsea can go for Champions League. And that I think that is the main point now. Pressure is behind them, so they just have to do something. And also, they bring them one of their loan player, Chaluba, to come and make their defense solid again because Chaluba, the way he was at before, so he knows some strategy in the team. When he was there as a young player, because you see some great player there, like John Terry, some good before. So he was used to be on bench seeing them. So now there is a time now for him to prove himself. So in that time, because he performed very well yesterday, and now we are looking at we have to see so he can play 1, 2, 3 games to know how they perform. Because as now Chelsea needs defense because Chelsea don't have good defense. That is their biggest problem now. Because they always scoring one there and also they're not scoring. So for that reason, I think they have to do something. Also, the legend trying for them to do struggle. By taking that 3 points yesterday is very good for them because the other team there are winning.
All right, thank you very much for that analysis. And Chelsea, they needed to win. They needed that game by all means, and they won the game. And that was a good result. They played exceptionally well, particularly. Just hold on. Particularly Chaloba, he was the man of the match, and that kid, when Chelsea told him that he is not needed during the summer, the kid cried when he was leaving because he never wanted to leave Chelsea. He cried like a baby when Chelsea told him to leave the football club. So coming back in his first game, putting all a man of the match performance, that was a brilliant, brilliant game. And that's their first win in 6. Their first win in 6. And Chelsea, they have a lot of good players. They have the biggest squad in the league, in my opinion. They have the largest squad in the Premier League. If you look at their team, they can put 2 set of team on the page to play. They have a very large squad in the Premier League. If you look at their team, but they have been struggling recently. Prior to the game, their last 5 games, they were winless until yesterday when they want to go back to 4th spot. And that's a good thing for them. But now the next game is at the Etihad Stadium against Manchester City. Battle for 4th place continue. Because that game, if they win City, they will go 5 points clear of City. Because now they are 2 points clear of City. So it's a very crucial game. If City wins, City will go above them. So they have to perform at the Etihad because you cannot allow City to get back in front of you. It's a crucial game for them. And their coach Maresca, he's doing a pretty good job because this is the first time coaching in the Premier League. This guy was coaching in the championship. He was coaching in the championship. So, good job for Chelsea. They are now fourth place in the Premier League. And before we go, like anyone, Masale, as the link is there. I just posted a link on Facebook. But meaning we are actually, this is the last month we'll be on Facebook because we bring this program simultaneously on 3 different platforms on Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch. But YouTube is the main place we bring this program on because we have our YouTube channel, which is the Football Heritage. We have over 2,000 subscribers now, but we're only bringing it on Facebook for 2 months, December and January, for people to know where we are. I already put a link on Facebook, but the main place for you to go will be YouTube. So, Masale, excuse me, people in Zaki, we're almost to the end of the program. We have given our analysis to all the games that play over the weekend. So let me just give the result before you give your parting comment to the games that we didn't discuss. On for Saturday, the other games that play in the Premier League on Saturday, Newcastle United, they were hammered at home against Bournemouth. 4-1. Justin Kluivert scored a hat-trick, the son of Patrick Kluivert. And Leicester City lost at home to Fulham 2-0. West Ham United lost at home to Crystal Palace 2-0. Then on Sunday, Everton beat David Moyes, his first game after 12 years for Everton. They won 3-2 against Tottenham Hotspur. And Nottingham Forest won against Southampton 3-2. So that's the result for the other games on Sunday and Monday. So Filippo Inzaghi, before you go, what's your parting comment?
What about our prediction? Let's go
Thank you.
on.
Oh, okay. The prediction.
Yes.
Let me just
Get a
go.
prediction.
Just hold on. Before you give your parting comment, let me go through the prediction and just 1 minute, please. All right. Newcastle versus Bournemouth. Mr. Corner, he said 3-2 to Newcastle. Vabo, he said 2-1. I said 3-1. We all lost because Newcastle lost at home, 4-1. Brentford versus Liverpool. Mr. Corner, he said 2-1 to Liverpool. Vabo, he said 3-1 to Liverpool. I said 4-2. We all lost. Liverpool won 2-0. Leicester City 0, Fulham 2. Mr. Corner, he said 2-1 to Leicester. Vabo, he said 2-2. I said 2-1 to Fulham. So we all lost. West Ham 0, Crystal Palace 2. Mr. Corner, he said 1-0 to West Ham. Vabo, he said 1-1. I said 2-2. So we all lost. Arsenal for the Aston Villa 2-2. Mr. Corner, he said 2-2. You get a score right. Vabo, he said 2-1 to Arsenal. I said 2-1 to Aston Villa. So they both are all lost there. Sunday games, Everton 3, Tottenham 2. Mr. Corner, he said 2-1 to Tottenham. Vabo, he said 1-0 to Tottenham. I said 1-1. So we all lost. Manchester United 1, Brighton 3. Mr. Corner, he said 2-1 to Man U. Vabo, he said 2-1. I said 3-2. We all lost. Nottingham Forest 3, Southampton 2. The both of y'all go for 2-0. I went for 3-1 to Nottingham Forest. We lost. Ipswich was the Man City 6-0 to City. So Kone, he said 3-1 to City. Vabo, he said 1-0 to City. I said 2-2. We lost. Chelsea was a Wolf. The corner is a 2-1 Chelsea, 2-1 to Chelsea. And Vabo, he said 1-1. I said 2-0. So we all lost. Getafe was a Barcelona 1-all. Mr. Corner, he said 3-1 to Barcelona. Vabo, he said 4-1. I said 4-0. So we all lost. Leganes was the Atletico Madrid. Mr. Corner, he said 1-1. Vabo, he said 2-1. I, I said 1-0 to Atletico Madrid, but they lost. Real Madrid, Real Madrid 4, La Palmas 1. Mr. Corner, he said 3-1. Vabo, he said 2-0. I said 4-1 to Madrid. So I get that score correct. So Vaboli, you lost big time. You get nothing correct this time around.
Good
So
luck to you
before,
next week.
so
Big
Vaboli, before we
congratulations for
go,
you.
yeah. So before we go, give all your parting comment.
Okay. First of all, I will say thank you for you guys for your predation, and also thank for those who following us. Thank you for your time. If you are not yet subscribed, please go to our channel, Football Heritage, to subscribe. So thank you for everybody. Thank you guys for watching us. Thank you, Brother Yaya, and thank you, Prezo. I believe that in a weekend too, inshallah, we'll see.
All right, thank you very much. Mr. Corner, what's your parting comment?
Well, what a weekend we had. The weekend was so beautiful. We watched so many beautiful games. I want to extend my thanks and appreciation to those that are following the football heritage, those that have already subscribed. Keep following, keep doing the right thing to make us great, and we also open to whatever criticism, anything that we're doing wrong. I want to say to our follower, those that are always watching, you can let us know what we're doing wrong, so we can try to work on that. It's good. It's good to do this. Nobody's getting paid. We just take our precious time to try to talk about football because we got so much passion for it. Um, we stay open to everybody. We welcoming anyone who want to come and join us. That will help to make us better. We stay open to that. We appreciate each and every one of you. Even you take a minute to watch the show. We still appreciate that. We still appreciate those who want to come but they haven't been opportune or they haven't had a chance to join us. We encouraging everybody to be part of this platform. This is for the people. This is for all of us. We come here just to share our view, to talk about football because we got so many passion for it. I want to say thanks to Musa Konen, the CEO. He's a brilliant young man. His idea of bringing us together here is well appreciated by us. Vabwe is one of our regular and outstanding panelists. We want to say thank you to us that being here. We encouraging our brother Otis Sayi. We know he's kind of off and on. Whenever Arsenal drop a points, he don't want to come on.
You're not
Brother, you
seeing.
got to come on. You got to make sure that you be there even during the time of loss. When your team lost, you got to come in and talk about it. If you don't criticize the team, your own team, how you think they're going to get better? So we just encouraging everybody to be part of it, and we do appreciate and have a great week. We'll be here on the weekend again. We'll be here midweek prior to the weekend matches. Will be on Friday to talk about it. So thank you so much. Thank you so much. Keep sharing, keep liking, keep commenting. Any contribution that you can give, it will help us. If you want to criticize us, go ahead and do it. Do it in a constructive manner. We're open to criticism. We can see that's the only way we'll know what we're doing is wrong, or we're doing something right, or we're doing something wrong that we need to improve from. Thank you so much, and you guys have a great night.
All right, thank you for coming. Before we go, ladies and gentlemen, if you are watching or you will watch later, because a lot of people watch later on, especially on YouTube. If you want to be part, you can please contact any of us. You can be a panelist here. We just come here to discuss football. Everybody will not talk about politics, especially Liberian politics. Very, very hateful and deceitful. Everybody will not talk about politics. So we decide to just talk about football. So if you want to be part, please contact any of us and we'll bring you on here. This is a place where we come, we share our view. Our view, you can criticize us in a constructive manner. Don't just be rude in your criticism. Anybody can take criticism here, but you can be part. You are welcome to be part. This is a new channel we are trying to build. We already have over 2,000 subscribers on YouTube, and in the next 12 months, we're looking forward to it. We want this channel to grow, but we need you guys to help us to grow, because it is only you that are going to help this channel to grow. So please, you want to be part, contact any of us and we'll bring it on here. It doesn't matter. We don't look down on anybody. Anybody can be part of the channel. We don't favor anybody. No favoritism here. You want to be part, just contact any of us and you will be part of the channel. So if you are not yet subscribed, please go and subscribe. It is on YouTube, the Football Heritage. YouTube, you're going to see the tagger, the badge. You will see the tagger in the badge with Heritage, with football right under the tagger. So that's the YouTube channel name, the Football Heritage. So we'll be back here again on Friday to bring you the preview to the weekend fixture. We get a lot of good game this weekend. The title race continue this weekend. And there'll be a lot of good games. Chelsea taking on Manchester City at the Etihad. That's the biggest game for the weekend. So please subscribe to the channel. So we see you this Friday. Peace. Thank you very much for listening. You guys can have a pleasant day or night wherever you are. Peace. We all are here. Thank you.